Good day, kids. Welcome back to School Gates. Our topic for today is LCM. LCM, lowest common multiple, lesson 6. Okay, let's see what we have. Our learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to find multiples of numbers. Find common multiples of numbers. Our instructional material will be making use of New Method Mathematics for Primary Schools Book 4 and Macmillan Champion Mathematics for Primary Schools Book 4. Okay. Revision of multiples of a given number. Now I'm going to still refer us back to our basic 3. We talked about multiples of number in basic 3, and then I defined what multiples is. Okay, I said multiples of a given whole numbers are what we get after multiplying the number by another whole numbers. Alright, I'm going to take that again. Multiples are what we get after multiplying the number by another whole numbers. Okay, there are those numbers that can divide without remainder. That means when you divide a multiple, you will not have a remainder. Are we following, kids? When you have a multiple, you will not have a remainder. Now, multiples are infinite. It doesn't have an end. And then how can you get multiples of number? By successive additions. By successive additions. That means you can get multiples of numbers by adding that particular number to it. We'll get to find out more about multiples. So I want us to note few things about multiples. The first thing you need to note is that the first multiple of a number is the number itself. For example, when you're told find the multiple of 2. If you want to start, you say 2. Are we following? So the first multiple of a number is the number itself. Find the multiple of 4. You start that the multiples of 4 are, number 1, 4. Are we getting it, kids? Okay, another thing to note about multiples is every number is a multiple of 1. Every number is a multiple of 1. For example, when you're given a question to find the multiple of 1, you start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what this particular sentence means. Every number is a multiple of 1. And then another thing you need to note about multiple is that 0 is a multiple of every number. 0 is a multiple of every number. And the number itself is a multiple of that number. For example, when you're given, find the multiple of 6. You can start with 0, 6, and then you continue. Do you understand, kids? Then another thing you need to note about multiples is that multiples of a number are infinite. There's no end. You can continue carrying them on. You can continue to write them on and on. Are we getting it, kids? Do we understand? Okay. Now let's look at few examples. Now write the first 5 multiples of 3. Like I said multiples are infinite. You can keep on writing them. But that's why most of our questions are restricted to a particular number. So they say find the first 5 multiples. So you have to look for only first 5 multiples of 3. And then we're told that multiples can be gotten by successive additions. By successive additions. And then 0 is a multiple of every number. So we start from 0. We are making use of a successive additions now. We start from 0 and then you say 0 plus 3. You have 3. This 3 plus 3. You have 6. 6 plus 3, you have 9. 9 plus 3, you have 12. 12 plus 3, you have 15. So the first 5 multiples of 3 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. We don't really count the 0 there. Are we getting it? Because 0 is invincible. We can't really see it. So we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. These are the first 5 multiples of 3 using successive additions. Now we can also make use of multiplication. Make use of your multiplication table. 3 times 1, 3. 3 times 2, 6. 3 times 3, 9. 3 times 4, 12. 3 times 5, 15. So if they say the first 5 multiples of 3, you start counting 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. As you can see, we made use of the two methods and we still got the same answer. Do you understand, kids? Let's look at another example. Find the first 5 multiples of 5. You can use any method, successive additions or multiplication. You start from 0, you have your 0. 0 plus 5, you have 5. This 5 here plus this 5, you have 10. Plus another 5, you have 15. Plus another 5, you have 20. Plus another 5, you have 25. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. These are the first 5 multiples of 5. You can continue to write them on and on. And then you can also make use of multiplication. 5 times 1, 5. 5 times 2, 10. 5 times 3, 15. 5 times 4, 20. 5 times 5, 25. So these are the first 5 multiples of 5. Are we following, kids? All right, kids. So we move to common multiples. Common multiples. Hearing the word common, it has to do with same or similar. Now, common multiples, this is a number that is a multiple of 2 or more numbers. It's a multiple of 2 or more numbers. For example, if you're asked to find the multiple of 3 and find the multiple of 5, you might find a particular number in the multiple of 3 and still find that same number in multiple of 5. That number that is similar to the both of them is what is called common multiple. Okay? Now, for example, find the first 2 common multiples of 2 and 3. Now, when you're given a question like this, the first thing you need to do is find the multiple of 2 and then find the multiple of 3. By now, we ought to know how to find multiples. Find the multiples of 2. The first 2 common multiples of 2 and 3. So you have 2. You say 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 2, 4. We are making use of multiplication. 2 times 3, 6. 2 times 4, 8. 2 times 5, 10. 2 times 6, 12. We're going to stop here, but you can still continue on and on. And then we write the multiples of 3. 3 times 1, 3. 3 times 2, 6. 3 times 3, 9. 3 times 4, 12. So we get to 3 times 6, 18. Now, kids, I want us to study this very well. This is the multiple of 2, and this is multiple of 3. Which number is common between the both of them? We have what? Okay, we can see 6 in 2, and we can also find 6 also in 3. So you say 6 is a common multiple of 2 and 3. Do you understand? Okay, let us look for another number. This is 8. Okay, there's no 8 here. Then this is 12. And then we can find 12 here also. That means 12 too is a common multiple. Now you could continue going on with the multiples of 2 and 3 and still find some other numbers that are common between the two of them. But for now, our question said first 2 common multiples of 2 and 3. So we circle out our number. This is 6 here. We circle out our number 6 here, and then we do the same for 12 and 12. So what do we have our answer? Common multiples is 6 and 12. That's the first 2 common multiples of 2 and 3. Do you understand, kids? Let's look at some other examples. Find the first 3 common multiples of 6 and 9. Find the multiples of 6 first, then you find the multiples of 9. You can just continue multiplying till you get to a particular number. So 6 times 1, we have 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, and it continues. These are the multiples of 6, and these are the multiples of 9, making use of multiplication. Now from here, let us look which of the numbers can we find here that we can also find here. Okay, we have 6, 12, we have 18 here, and we have 18 here, so we circle it out. Let's look for more numbers. The first 3 common numbers, 24, okay. This is 36, so we circle out our 36, and then we have 36 here also. Then we continue, we have our 54 here, and we have 54 here. The first 3 common multiples. So what are the common multiples we have? We have 18, 36, and 54. These are the first 3 common multiples of 6 and 9. Are we following, kids? Do we understand? Okay. Our evaluation. I want us to do this to know if we actually understood what we were taught. Find the first 5 multiples of 4 and 7. Then another question, find the first 2 common multiples of 5 and 10, 4 and 8. I'm going to give us a few minutes to do these evaluations. Alright, our solution. Find the first 5 multiples of 4. Now this one is just multiples of 4. You make use of your 4 times table or your additions, any method you use. So we have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. I hope we got this correct. The first 5 multiples of 7, we have 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. I hope we got this correct. Okay? Common multiples of 5 and 10. You look for the multiples of 5 and the multiples of 10. You have 5, 10, 15, 20. You can continue writing. And then we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So which number is common between the two of them? We have our 10. 10 is common here. And then we have 20. 22 is common here. But we'll stop here because our question said the first 2 common multiples. We still have other common multiples, but they said the first 2. So we have 10 and 20 are the first 2 common multiples. The last question, multiples of 4 and 8. We have written out the multiples of 4. So, and this are the multiples of 8. So we circle out our 8, followed by what? We can see 16 here, and we can see 16 here. We can also see 24 here, but the question said first 2. So what are the first 2 common multiples? 8 and 16. I hope you got this correct. If you did, clap for yourself. Alright kids, so we have come to the end of our lesson for today. We looked at LCM, lowest common multiple. We just started with the introduction and then we did a revision of what we did in basic 3 on multiples. And then when we are looking at common multiples, it has to do with a number that is common between 2 or more numbers. Are we getting it? So when we are given a question on common multiple, make sure you find the multiple of the 2 numbers first before you can go to finding the common multiples. So we see in our next class, kids. Thank you very much.